Let's talk about IPTV. What a wonderful thing it is, paying £40 for the year and getting every single channel you can think of, pretty much next to nothing. But a lot of people don't know what actually goes on behind the scenes of an IPTV service. And I've just literally pushed a video to my TikTok streaming channel, LeeTV Streaming. Go and give it a follow if you haven't already. Plenty of Amazon Firestick tips and tricks. But it's all about the back end cogs and the momentum, the big engine that powers the IPTV service. A lot of you guys may not know exactly how the panels work. Now I'm guessing a lot of you do. That's okay, this video is probably not for you. This is more for the people that don't really know what goes on behind an IPTV service. Whilst it's all good paying £40 for a year and getting every bloody channel you can think of, all good. But obviously there's cogs and an engine that powers that machine. And as we know, there's a big crackdown on it. Now, a lot of people will likely buy from a reseller. There's very few services that actually own their own service. And when I say own their own service, obviously it's against copyright holders. What I mean is they're actually streaming content out themselves and selling them channels to resellers who are likely the people you buy them from. And of course, there are thousands of them. But behind the scenes, these resellers use panels. So they will use kind of like this on screen. To create an account, they use an IPTV reseller panel, and by doing that they take your payment, they create an account for you, and then they have access to manage that account, and you guys don't see the back end of it. All you see is a £40 transaction, you get a username and a login, you put it on your Fire Stick, and wow, you've got everything. But the servers that run these IPTV services will be logging everything. Now, this is an educational video. Yes, I want to show you what the back end panel of a service looks like. So when the IPTV seller creates your account, right, they will have pretty much a website like this on screen where they can create users, they can manage your access. But the thing that people aren't educated about is what is actually used or collected on these panels. Now, for years, all of us have said, if you're using dodgy things, use a VPN. There's a reason for it, but we never really went into the educational side. So on these panels, they will be hosted on a website that is hosted from a host company. So it could be GoDaddy, it could be 1&1, it could be anything. Basically, these sellers will be buying hosting space from these server companies. Now, when it comes to IPTV services, everything will be on that data log. And if your IPTV service reseller, the guy you're buying it from, even if he clears his logs, the host company will still have them. Now, on these websites, when your username and your password is created, everything will be there. Obviously, it'll be linked to your payment as well, but your email address, if you used one, your username, your password, your MAC address, your IP address, what channel you've been watching, how long you've been watching it for, your service, every bit of your activity will be logged on these servers. Now, there's probably gonna be resellers in my comment section on this video giving me stick. But quite frankly, I don't care, because they are the ones that's benefiting from this. They're taking money, they're buying lines for £1 each and selling them on to you for £40. You know what I mean? It's a money-making machine, and that's why everyone has jumped on the bandwagon. But when it comes to data, a lot of the time these websites and the guys that's reselling don't even have a clue about making websites or even back-end servers. Obviously, as you go up the chain, more advanced people will, but I'm talking about your Joe Blogs reseller, the guy that's just winging it and just making as much money as he can. What they're not telling you is everything is collected on your activity, and that is why we always say, if you're watching any movie, if you're doing anything, you should be using a VPN, and there's reasons behind it. Obviously, we benefit from affiliation sales. There's no denying that. Of course, it's our income. That's what we do. We're affiliate marketers when it comes to pushing VPNs in that sense. But we do it ethically because there's a benefit to you. So it works in both ways. We are helping you out and giving you a good offer link with a very good discount. For example, the link in my bio down there for IPVanish is 84% off. It's a cracking deal. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to be using a VPN anyway. So it's not like we're ramming something down your throats. All of you guys are already using a VPN. We want to help you stay protected and kind of know what's going on, and I'm guessing the majority of you guys don't even know what is being collected, what you're watching, and even how long you've been watching that channel for. It's all on them server logs, and I think there needs to be transparency because, as we know in the UK, it's against the law to gain access to copyrighted content, regardless of any black or white, you know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. In the UK, it's illegal. I'm just saying, in general, I always use a VPN for everything I do. I'm always connected on public Wi-Fi networks. I don't want my activity getting in other people's hands. I don't want other people having all my data. I don't want my ISP knowing what I'm doing. It's my free will to do it. And that is the joys of using a VPN. But I guess the sake of this video is I want you guys to be aware of what's being collected. I want to show you the back end panel of a service, because likelihood is you don't know what info they've got on you, and the logs will be collected over a period of time, so all that activity will be there. If you're anything like me, guys, not just for the sake of streaming, you should be using a VPN anyway. There's many other benefits, travel, cheaper hotels, but ultimately it's for privacy, and that is why we push a VPN. And as an awareness, if you haven't got a VPN and you are looking for one, I will link it up down below in the video description. That will give you 84% off. It's a cracking deal. Tons of features, split tunneling, the WireGuard protocol, which is fast enough. There's loads of servers on there, plenty of benefits. But if there's one thing to come out of today's video, is hopefully raising awareness for your data, because if that service gets shut down or taken over or seized, guess what? Your data is then passed up to whoever has seized that service, authorities, police, could be anyone. But point is, just know what you're giving your data away to. Anyway, hopefully this video has helped. And if you are new around here, please hit subscribe and let me know in the comment section if you were aware of what is being passed on these services. I am interested to know. Anyway, that's all for this. I'll see you in the next one.